running through the jungle, shouting "Bacon!" with a machete and a baseball bat and chop its head off. But if it bit you, 7 minutes, you die. So my mom asked the locals, how do you get rid of snakes in your house? His first victim scared all of us to death. Hello guys, and welcome back to Daniel Tells Stories. Before we jump into today's crazy childhood story from Liberia, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share the video with your friends so they can laugh or freak out with us too. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. So let's get into it. Today I'm diving into my wild childhood in Pleebo, Liberia, where I had more animal encounters than I care to count. Some that were cute, some that were disgusting, some that were hilarious, and a few that were downright terrifying. So let's get started. Growing up, you could always count on two things in Pleebo: the afternoon downpour and the gigantic grass cutter rats. I don't know if that was their real name, but that's what we called them. The rats came into the attic every afternoon basically because the rain would come, and that's where they would go, and that's where we would also hang our clothes. So they would knock the clothespins off and be racing around with the clothespins, so we thought they were playing soccer. My dad tried to seal the holes with broken glass and cement, but that just made a welcome mat for these critters. One night when my dad was reading us Pinocchio by the lantern light, we heard a thunk, 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 and then snap. I got our rat trap claiming his first victim. Scared all of us to death. We also had a chicken and a goat named Doomsday for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. Sounds ominous, the name, but yeah, we weren't really original. When it was time for the dinner to happen, the chicken basically got loose and went running through the house. We were outside the house waiting, and all we could hear inside was all this banging and crashing around. It was total chaos. He went all Indiana Jones inside the house. But it was the toughest bird we ever ate. But the real stars of my childhood were the exotic animals. I had a pet chimp named Theophilus, who thought we were its brothers and sisters. My dad was his mother, and it hated my mom. It demanded 3 bottles of milk every single day, and every other day a full stock of bananas. There was even someone who came to try to sell a baby elephant who had run away from its mother for $200. Because who doesn't want a pet elephant, right? Oh yeah, and let's not forget the cat that bit us when it got bit by a rabid bat, and right here in the neck. I had the joys of getting it shot right under the belly button for 14 weeks. Ah, the joys. Or how about the time when my dad and his buddy went running through the jungle, shouting "Bacon!" with a machete and a baseball bat, chasing a boar they had seen. And spoiler alert, they were just running around the jungle, and they never caught that boar. But the most memorable part about Pleebo and the 2.5 years that we lived there were this 13 different kinds of snakes. Black and white, bright flamingo pink, beak hook snake, and then the cassava snake. Beautiful diamond pattern, super slow. People actually literally would step on it and chop its head off. But if it bit you, 7 minutes, you die. And then of course we had deadly mambas in our mosquito nets, in our umbrellas, and we were tying the grass together, just anywhere you were. Mambas were everywhere. If you want to know more about that story, check back before in another video when I'm talking about that, when we were going to bed at night. One day, I have to be said that my mom is quite a good cook, but one day when we were having dinner, we didn't have the lights on because we could only turn the generator on for 3 hours. So we usually ate in candlelight or lantern light. So we thought we were eating soup with rice in it. Turned out, nope, it was maggots inside the rice. And then when the lights came on, here was a pencil viper underneath the table. Everybody screamed and go running and everything else. It was terrible. So my mom asked the locals, how do you get rid of snakes in your house? They said, take rubber, burn it, not to its fire, but just burn so the smell will drive the snakes away. So my mom didn't have a rubber tire or whatever, so she took a beach ball and she put it up in the attic with our worker Moses, who worked with us, and then she went downstairs thinking Moses would stop it start on fire and he would make it just smoke. And then she turned around and there was Moses standing right next to her as they watched a 3-foot fire happening at the top of the stairs. And did that get rid of the snakes? Nope, not a one. I have so many more animal tales to tell you, but I'll save that for another episode. This has been Daniel Tells Stories, where some stories should be told, some should be laughed about, and others should never be forgotten. That's it for today's wild stories. If you had fun hanging out, don't forget to hit like, tap subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves that good story. Drop your own crazy animal encounters or childhood memories in the comments. I'd love to read them. Until next time, this is Daniel Tells Stories. I'll see you in the next video.